1, we come across a story called Jack and the Beanstalk. It's an interesting story about a boy named Jack, right? And he comes across few adventures on his way. So there are few words that we come across in this story. Let's look at their word meaning. The first one, beanstalk, the stem of a bean plant. Knave, innocent, not having enough experience. Supper, a meal. Castle is a palace. Ogre is an ugly giant. And gobble is to eat greedily. Now we're gonna do some activity with opposites. Here there are few sentences that are given and there is a word that has been underlined. We have to change the underlined word and replace it with the opposite of that word. Let's try the first one. Jack and his mother were very poor. So the word underlined here is poor. So let's replace it with rich. Now the sentence is read as Jack and his mother were very rich. The meaning of the word changes. Let's try the second one. Aman is a foolish boy. The word underlined is foolish. So the opposite of foolish is wise. So we can write it as Aman is a wise boy. Next, my father likes to drink hot water. The opposite of hot is cold. So we write it as my father likes to drink cold water. Jack was rewarded for stealing a hen. So the opposite of rewarded would be punished. Jack was punished for stealing a hen. Ajay is a cruel boy. The opposite of cruel is merciful. So we write it as Ajay is a merciful boy. My mother was angry with me. The opposite would be pleased. My mother was pleased with me. The bed is too soft. What is the opposite of soft? Hard. So we write it as the bed is too hard. My friend walks very fast. What is the opposite of fast? Slow, right? So we write it as my friend walks very slow. Now there are few words that have been displayed in the next page. In that activity, you have to identify the word which is the odd one out of the set. Okay, let's try the first one. Fortune, wealth, riches, beggary. Beggary is the one which does not fit. So let's underline that. The second one, market, bazaar, park, mart. All these places are where you go to shop, but not the park. So we underline park. Young, youth, junior, elder. Elder is the odd one out. So we can underline elder. Magic, unnatural, real and fantasy. All these words are unreal, but the third one is real. So that needs to be underlined. Steal, rob, gift, snatch. Gift is the one which does not fit. You can underline that. Stalk, stem, root and trunk. Which one is the odd one? It's the root. That's right. So we need to underline root. Now it's grammar time. Today we're going to learn about sentences. A sentence is something which makes complete sense. Okay, when you put words together and it makes complete sense, it becomes a sentence. And sentences will always start with a capital letter and it ends with a full stop or a comma or an exclamation mark. So that's how we write a sentence. And it's always important for the words to be arranged in the proper form to form a proper, correct sentence. And a sentence will always have a verb in it. So we have an activity here and they have given us few sentences. You have to check and find out which of the sentence is correct. If it is in the proper form, let's put a tick. If it is in the wrong way, then we need to put a cross mark there. Let's try the first one. Shilpa is going. That's correct. The baby is playing with a ball. That's also right. You can put a tick. Is she well? That's fine. We can put a tick there. The bird's injuries. That's not a complete sentence. We can put a cross mark there. The dosa is hot. Yeah, that's a correct one. The students enjoyed at the picnic. That's a correct one. The embers are still burning. That's a good form of a sentence. We can put a tick there. Are doing well. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a complete sense. So we can put a cross mark there. And always remember, a sentence has two parts. One is subject and predicate. Subject is something which is talked about. Let's try one. I'm going to show you an example. Now, we're going to write a sentence here. Kathy is playing. So, this is a complete sentence. Okay? In this sentence, we are talking about Kathy. So, this is the subject. Alright? So, let's try the activity that has been given, and you have to identify which one here is a subject. So, let's turn to page number 12. Shiny is laughing loudly. Which one do you think is the subject here? Shiny, very good. So, you need to underline shiny. A black notebook is lying on my table. Let's underline notebook. Our school logo is red in color. Logo here needs to be underlined. Anu is sick and so she cannot come to school. Whom are they talking about? They are talking about Anu. That's right. Children must exercise to keep their bodies fit. They're talking about children. That's right. Now, let's learn how to communicate and also to listen carefully. I'm going to read out few words and you have to give me few other rhyming words that suits these words. Okay? You need to tell me at least 3 rhyming words for each of these words that I'm going to read out. Let's go. T-E-A. Can you think of a rhyming word for that? C-B, tree. Yeah. Now the second one, tone. Can you tell me some rhyming words for that? Phone, bone and shown. Very good. We did 2 of them. Now you go and do the rest of it. I'm sure it will be fun to write down more rhyming words for each of these words. Now they have given us a poem in the next page. Let's read it. A minor bird. I have wished a bird would fly away and not sing by my house all day. Have clapped my hands at him from the door when it seemed as if I could bear no more. The fault must partly have been in me. The bird was not to blame for his ski. And of course, there must be something wrong in wanting to silence any song. Now, we have come across so many words in this poem, right? Let's learn their word meaning. First word here is key, a group of scales around which a musical composition is based is key. Fault is nothing but a mistake. Silence is to be quiet. Now, based on these words, I'm going to read few sentences which are like hints, and you have to tell me which is a suitable word for each of these sentences. Now let's see. Make musical sounds with one's voice. It is to sing, right? To hold someone responsible for a mistake. It is fault. A group of scales in music. Key, very good. We just learned that. Absence of sound is silence. To make sound by clapping your palms together is to clap. That's right. Now, the last activity in this unit is to look at few of these sentences that are given here. And we have to check and correct them and make them into complete correct form of sentences by adding, full stop or exclamatory marks or capital letters, whatever is needed, we need to add and make them into complete sentences. Let's try the first one. Kanhaya is visiting his aunt. So here, Kanhaya is a proper noun. So we need to write K as a capital letter and we need to put a full stop at the end. Second one, where are you going? There, W needs to be in capital. It's at the beginning of the sentence and at the end we need to have a question mark. The third one, I saw a thin withered tree in the park. So I here needs to be in capital and we need to end it with a full stop. Now, why don't you try out the rest of the sentences? I'm sure you'll be able to do a good job. So I hope you remember all that we learned. Let's see you in the next unit. Bye.